Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a very beautiful day and a very great evening. I'm gonna actually going to literally speed it up a little bit because my battery is quietly low. So I'm gonna actually talk about Seven Nights Homeworld, which is known throughout the sacred world known as Planet Made. Planet Made is a beautiful world full of forests and beautiful seas. The cities are quite close to the forest and full of forests and cities with forests and oceans. Some cities are quite with islands and beautiful sister planets and moons and all of that. In actual fact, Planet Mate is quietly on a near center of the sacred world solar system, in a sacred world solar system within the sacred system's inner space, and quietly not exactly far off close within Black Knight's homeworld, which is known as Planet Black, which is on the far edges of the sacred world, far edges of the sacred world and the far edges of the sacred universe. So in doing so, Planet Mail is very, very quietly far, but not exactly too far, not exactly quietly far out of reach within the sacred universe. It's still in close within proximity within Black Knight's home planet, which is Planet Black. The two worlds have been at war for over for 200 and 200 200 and 200 centuries. After they waged war with each other, the universal heroes managed to exactly stop the two worlds from waging war by confirming a truce, which the two should not exactly sabotage or idly destroy by doing that exactly. Black Knight and Silver Knight are eager to exactly tempt to destroy the truce by any means necessary or sabotage the truce by any means necessary. So is Silver Knight eagerly willing to exactly sabotage the truce, but he is very quietly kind hearted and very quietly well precision and very quietly well thinking, a very quite quick thinker and a very quite persistent and resilient, as I previously told you about. Black Knight's homeworld has sister moons and other planetary moons within its close proximity. Those system moons are used as systems for Silver Knight's commanders known as Commander Silver, Commander Rock, Commander Brock, and Commander Like, and Commander Steel, which exactly use they create the central headquarters within the system moons in order to communicate with Silver Knight on his central command of his home planet known as Planet Mate. Silver Knight even made his central command for the villainous organization known as the Founders to exactly convene and meet and discuss the operations and the full meetings. Even doing so, Silver Knight even attends the meetings in order to find out more exactly what's been happening on the Universal Heroes and Intergalactic Coalition to find out if the partners' plans and the missions and the allies' missions has been successful, so that he can exactly help out and exactly assist in any way he can, which is possibly which is possible, which he can exactly, and which he does exactly by any means necessary. He even trains his people to become formidable assassins with swordship training and also with stick training by battling within the by battling within the system, by battling within the forest cities, using the forest cities as a training grounds to train his elite warriors and his people to fight in sticks and swords and swordsmanship training and hand-to-hand combat. Silver Knight is quietly persistent, very accurate, very smart, very brilliant, and very, very, very sharp. He will use his home planet as a central headquarters for his empire to grow and also govern his people within the cities and all the cities all over planets made, making sure that the people are safe and quietly, fully living fully with greatness and full with safety and also precaution by any means. He will heavily exactly protect his home world and his sister worlds and his sister moons with motherships and spaceships and battle cruisers all over the entire planet and all over the entire city by doing so and securing it from any incursion, any alien attacks, or any other sister alien attacks. Silver Knight even went to wage war with the sea creature that was trying to conquer his planet and his world, which miraculously failed. In doing so, he defeated the sea creature and also freed its slaves and all of his people, sending them back to the sacred circle for them to be rehabilitated, for the sacred circle to use them as to become followers and more members of the followers that Brock could exactly train and become elite warriors and elite assassins in his organization, in his villainous organization and his sacred society for his ambition and for his goals. Silver Knight even took some of the prisoners he quietly freed from the sea creatures' control and managed to exactly liberate them and gave them clarity and gave them freedom within his sister worlds and peace and prosperity and started training them and exactly guided them in the right process way. Silver Knight even went to war with the Dark Mother or creature that has been exactly trying to reconquer his world, which failed miserably. Both sides suffered heavy losses, but the losses were quietly suffered on the most losses were quietly suffered on the dog creature known as a Mothra, known as a dog creature known as a Mothra, which miserably failed in its conquest to conquer Silver Knight's homeworld known as Planet Maid. But by doing so, Silver Knight destroyed it, taken its power source, and used it to empower up his city's power and all his crystal energies by using the ice druids and the water druid and the water children and the ice witches and also the ice faithful to use their ice magic and the ice crystals in order to power up the cities with the power up crystals by combining magic with science and all other science mattering by creating cybernetics implant for his soldiers and for his people. Even trained these other silver knights to become lead warriors and lead assassins in killing and exterminating any other shadowy assassins known as Ghostmaster, Shadowfly, Red Fly, Dogwheel, Blue Ninja, White Ninja, Golden Knight, Metal Face, and Showface, and also all the other villainous assassins who might exactly pose a threat to his operations and also to his interests. Seven Knight even exactly moved up his operations to his other sister world Moon, to the other sister Moon world, where he can exactly begin to guide and also guide the commanders and exactly convene with them and discuss the operations of the other work. The commanders wanted to wage war with the Intergalactic Coalition in order to seize control of the other worlds and other planets. Silver Knight agreed on the tactic, which he knew that the Intergalactic Coalition and the Universal Heroes and the World Heroes will exactly intervene and will exactly succeed. The commanders quietly remarked that it is not impossible. They tried their luck and it quietly failed. The Universal Heroes liberated all the other worlds and all the other planets. In doing so, the commanders were forced to retreat, convene with Silver Knight, and break down the news to him. Silver Knight broke down the news to the entire council of the founders and told them exactly what happened. The founders didn't quietly take down, weren't quietly distraught over the loss of the other worlds and all the other big planets. They were quietly pleased with the satisfaction that the Intergalactic Coalition has managed to seize control of the other worlds and managed to exactly feed them. But in doing so, they placed in a crystal monster within the planet in order to start attacking and destroying under the direct orders of the other partner known as Dark Master, another dark villain who uses the dark druids and the dark witches and the dark faithfuls magic to create dark monsters and dark powerful crystal monsters in order to attack and save whole worlds, but which successfully failed in its course attempt and it's also in its mission. By doing so, Silver Knight wasn't quite distraught over the loss, so he sent his commanders to exactly reconquer the other worlds and the other planets, which miserably failed. Two sides suffered heavy losses. The two sides were from the commanders, the other sides were from the Intergalactic Coalition. The Sacred Team was quite effective in its mission in order to protect the other worlds and the other planets from the other battle cruisers and from the other ships that appeared out of nowhere. Silver Knight ordered his commanders to attack the capital world, of the Sacred Universe, which in doing so was thwarted by the interference of Ghostmaster and Ghostmaster and his associates who were wreaking havoc on the other star systems by using the dark crystals to create a weapon of dark magic with dark magic to destroy and disintegrate all its enemies and all its other foes. In doing so exactly, Silver Knight began slowly tightening his grip on his sister worlds and his sister moons and the other planets within his system in order to exactly control them for the founders and also for his partners and all for his associates in order to exactly rule and greatly expand his system in far throughout sacred space and throughout the sacred universe. His commanders exactly show great discipline and show great respect for Silver Knight, and they quietly respect him. They're willing to do whatever they can to protect their homeworld, known as Planet Maid, and secure it by any means necessary. Silver Knight quietly governs his entire empire within his home world and within his home planet and within also his people within sister worlds and sister planets and within moons and all of that in order to make sure that his empire spreads and quietly expands by doing so in order to exactly conquer other worlds and other civilizations for his people to grow and quietly expand greatly to become the most powerful dominant force in the entire known universe and in the entire sacred universe exactly to rule and also to expand his empire. By doing so, Silver Knight will also tighten his grip on his own planet known as Planet Maid. If any casualties of war exactly occur, which they do occur when the sea creature, the Dark Mother, made an attack and made an assault on his other planets and the other worlds, especially on his home world, which it quietly did, and it miserably failed on his attempt to reconquer the world and also to make use of it, thanks to Silver Knight's intervention and his forces and his people, which he exactly did. Planet Maid is quietly a forest world and a very, very, very huge forest world. And it has sister moons that are pink, and the sky is quietly pink. It has other worlds in close by. Those worlds are full of cities and full of other city states and forest cities and other territories and training grounds for Silver Knight to train his people and combat them to become professional dark assassins for the villainous organization known as the Founders, in order for them to fulfill their mission and the directive code missions and the orders, which they successfully do, but sometimes they quietly failed due to the intervention of Universal heroes and the world heroes and the other heroes exactly. In also doing so, Planet Maid's atmosphere is quietly beautiful. It's very full of magical creatures. Cities are quietly one with the forest and are one with the rest of the entire forest state with the environment. They are all blending in. They are great creatures that can talk, cats that can speak, and all other animals in proximity with magical powers and magical things. It has crystal life energy and beautiful crystal mechanisms that can grow and rejuvenate to heal the entire planet, thanks to the work of the ice druids and the ice witches and the water children and the Ice Faithful and all of that exactly, who are members of Silver Knight's forces of Silver Knight's empire and his home world exactly. They've been his members for centuries, ever since the other Silver Knights, ever since the other ancestral Silver Knights have passed away. They become the most valuable members and notable members within Silver Knight's empire, assisting it to grow, helping it to expand, thanks to their magic and harnessing their magic for great good and for great evil. The Silver Knights Empire has become the most untouchable and the most successfully, the most powerful, and greatly the most dominant force in the entire sacred universe and in the entire sacred world. Silver Knight is quietly great in protecting his world. He'll use his battle cruisers to defend it and also to attack any unwanted intruders and uninvited guests throughout his entire system by any means necessary. The Intergalactic Coalition made a promising truce with Silver Knight, but Silver Knight disagreed on the matter, and which he quietly not exactly agreed on the matter, but he purposely exactly refused to truce, and in doing so, the Intergalactic Coalition and Silver Knight and the rest of the Sacred Council are not exactly in good terms exactly even by now, because the two forces waged war on two sides, suffered heavy losses, and they were all quietly dead and they were all quietly extinct, but leaving the leaders to remain alive and to remain quietly capably alive. Planet Maid is very quietly on the far edges of the sacred universe, very far with sister worlds, sister moons, and sister planets. Its atmosphere is breathable, very quietly breathable for survival. Silver Knight trains his people into combat, in everything else. It has a military base and all other military bases for battle cruisers and for all ships and all other spaceships and motherships in order for them to relocate them to our sister worlds and sister moons, which is quietly good for them in order for them to refuel and re-strategize for the battle and also for the war. Well, that's it, everyone. I all hope you have a beautiful day and a very great day ahead. It's very cloudy today, so yeah, stay safe. Thanks.